Welcome back to West Texas View.
Everything that she's telling us reminds me of the time when I was pregnant way back in 1962, and the doctor didn't talk very much about what was going to happen. In fact, I'd never even heard of placenta, and I don't think I had even after I gave birth. But the interesting thing was all of the attention was focused on the first 8 months, really, and not what was going to happen. The only thing he said is that the baby will probably be born at midnight, which means I'll have to get up out of bed. And the second thing is that your water will break, and that'll be your first real sign that you got to get to the hospital. So all of these things are funny to me as I'm listening to you talk about it from the standpoint of a medical. So anyway, you had this wonderful. You started out as an obstetrician, and then you almost by accident got involved in laparoscopic surgery and then research, and so now you have come to the United States. And tell me what happened then.
Yes, I spent 8 years in San Antonio with a group of Dr. Peter Nathaniels. We did studied exactly what you are telling. It's really also funny for me because since 1962, we don't have a lot of advice for pregnant women. We're still telling, eat well, don't gain weight,
exercise,
and maybe exercise or walk, just walk. But we don't really have any scientific evidence what exactly you need to do. So everybody is doing what they could to have the healthy baby and the healthy pregnancy.
And they don't really tell you what's happening to your body.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you a lot about what the placenta is doing that is nourishing the baby all the time, and what will happen
Absolutely.
later.
Yes. We did look at what is maternal undernutrition is doing to the baby. So if mother is not getting enough nutrients, how does it happen in our world, in our society? Because we know that undernutrition is the problem of the developing countries. Here, for example, during the first trimester, beginning of the pregnancy, a lot of women could have the vomiting, could have the nausea. They don't have enough nutrients. This is one of the sources of the undernutrition. Plus another source of the undernutrition is that we have too much fatty food, and this fatty food is actually depriving us from the good nutrients. So we are undernourished in the plenty of the food society. So this is one of the mechanisms how undernutrition could influence your baby growth.
Yeah. And one of the things you're saying is I'm purposely not making my baby healthy by choosing these fatty foods or this poor nutrition diet. And so you get all excited about being pregnant, and then are you going to purposely harm that baby?
So what we did look how the placenta will develop, how baby will develop if mom is undernourished. We showed that the placenta is growing smaller if mama is undernourished. The baby is growing smaller as well, and also the placental structure, the way how placenta look is different compared to the normal nourished baby. But what is interesting, and this is now well-known scientific fact, that the maternal environment will differently influence baby, depend on baby gender, if it is male or female fetuses. The male fetuses are more susceptible to the maternal environment, negative maternal environment, compared to the females. And we showed it also, we published this data, and it's not only us, this is now well-known fact, that placenta of the boys growing differently compared to the placentas of the girls. And placenta of the girls are more adaptable, more adaptable to the maternal environment, such as stress, maternal undernutrition, compared to the boys. Boys' placenta is not getting this heat and not holding this heat very well compared to the girls. So that's why boys, from the beginning, they're in disadvantage compared to the girls.
If the mother is not
getting appropriate nutrition. So this was the, one of the results, very exciting results of the research. We also studied maternal stress and placenta and maternal stress, and we started, and I got my own grants as well, to study maternal obesity, because one of the aspects is maternal obesity and undernourishment in the same time, because we have too much fat. From the other hand, is it calorie intake, which you are taking with you every time, every meal, or this is the actually saturated and unsaturated fat, or what else I need to pay attention to during my pregnancy? So my research was focused on the natural obesity due to overeating, because you know, some people are eating normal diet, normal food, and they would tell, I'm eating exactly like you, but their portion are bigger. They are just taking more compared to the others. So, and we showed that yes, in the same, I was working with the different models, and now it's also confirmed in the human population that natural occurring obesity is influencing your, not only your baby growth, your placenta, and as a result, blood supply to your baby, and the development of baby's brain, development of baby's pancreas, and all other parameters which are important to healthy childhood and healthy adulthood.
That is fascinating, but the most fascinating thing you've said is that the boys and girls in the womb react differently. And I want to talk a little bit more about stress in just a minute, because I want to talk about how that affects their whole brain development and everything else. We're going to have to take a break right now. We'll be back in just a minute and finish this conversation.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.